All right, so it looks like the mission was complete in terms of Caitlin Clark going out to Toronto, Canada, and absolutely taking over. 19,000 seats sold, standing room only, lines down the block. Sandy Brondello, head coach, and Brittany Sykes just couldn't, just had to admit it, man. Caitlin Clark, alongside Kelsey Mitchell as well, prior to her leaving the game, unstoppable. It just was nothing they can do. It's super difficult to deal with Caitlin Clark and the pressure she's putting on defenses right now. These consecutive 20-point games, plus 5 assists. She's breaking her own records at this point. Sandy Brondello, brutally honest on the difficulties of stopping Caitlin Clark. We got to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things. So Sandy, much love to Sandy. One of the actual Caitlin Clark supporter coaches that's not a bitter, jealous hater. Let's take a listen to what she had to say about Caitlin Clark here.
Yeah, so that was good. Like, I don't, there's areas we can still get better at. This is a really good team. I think that was entertaining. I thought Caitlin and Kelsey can do, and but I think regardless of the scoreline, we got down a little bit. We stayed together and we persisted. We did some good things. Offensive rebounding was very good. Defensively, we're still can't let our team to score. They're still shot a high percentage there, 53%, and where we can get a little bit aggressive. But I was happy. The game was closer, and we've got to build on the things that we did do well. Still a lot of areas we work on, and we've got a lot of games to work on that as we move forward.
I know you want the defense to be better, but when you got to deal with Caitlin Clark, it's going to be really, really hard to get the defense better. She wasn't happy with the amount of points they gave up. But, I mean, with Caitlin and Kelsey, like, you're going to get – it's hard to stop them. It's hard.
That's what are those areas that – well, defense, yeah. Look at the thing. We got one player 29, the other one 24. They're shooting 53%. I think our closeout, our one-on-one defense,
See, she's talking about Caitlin having Kelsey with her 29, Caitlin having 24. This is what she's talking about, guys.
Oh, defense, yeah. Look at the thing. We got one player 29, the other one 24. They're shooting 53%. I think our closeout, our one-on-one defense, our closeout defense, we keep working on it. Like, we fall for shot fakes and give a direct line penetration, and where we're slow to help or that scramble. You can't do that against a team. And then, it has been fouling. We've been fouling people way too much and sending them to the foul line. It takes us out of their flow. Offensively, I think, we get people in and out and moving everyone around, and, Anissa's still learning the playbook and just getting more comfortable, because some things,
Anissa Morrow played a hell of a game, though. She played a hell of a game. But this is Sandy just expressing the stress that Caitlin, alongside Kelsey's putting on the defense. It's just a lot to handle.
It's like, okay, that's not the play. That's not what we're supposed to do. There's no, we haven't got a lot of continuity, but we simplify it and let's keep working. We've got opportunities to keep growing. This next game down on the road.
How do you feel about that? Yeah, great. I had to go for some more minutes. Being that to be back out there with my team. We got it on. So we didn't get the win, but
That's the fans' fault. It's huge for you.
chills. And be able to put on the show for them tonight.
Still come to work every day and, trying to get better and, trying to execute the scout, but being resilient. We've got down big games where through probably most of our own fault, but some of the other opponents just being better, but then we don't give up. And you can, as long as they're not, okay, we're not, what are we doing this year? We can make progress. And that's what we want. We got to want.
And that was Sandy after the game. Now, even before the game, Sandy was expressing the difficulties of dealing with Caitlin Clark.
I think it'd be great. It gives them an opportunity to dare to dream, because anything's possible. Okay, and now if you see it, you think, oh well, I can be what they do, and get to know. If you haven't watched Marina Mabry play, they'll get to see her, and then obviously Brittany Sykes is back. These players all have role models. We should have a big crowd tonight. I just hope it's a good game. I'm more worried with my coach hat on. Like, okay, we know we're down. They're playing really good at the moment. We just got people in and out nonstop, and just trying to find our identity. So I'm more worried about that, and making sure that we're staying, just process driven and locked in. But enjoy the moment. That's what I used to
historically.
Yeah.
So I know defensively there's a million priorities, but if you could kind of narrow
Yeah,
that
yeah.
down.
16 of 18 games, I think they've scored over. There's a lot, no, because obviously last 16 of 18 games, I think they've scored over 100 points. So this is a team that loves to score and can score really easily. And it's really gonna start with our offense and our shot selection, because they rebound well and they're one of the best teams in transition. Now, Kelsey Mitchell's like, she's so fast down the court, so we can't allow those pass aheads. We know Leah Boston loves to run and rim run and get some easy baskets. They're Sophie and Holla, they just sprint to the corner. They play their role well. And then they've got one of the best facilitators you've seen in Caitlin and her ability to pass the ball, but also make those really deep threes. So, we've just got to be on point. We've got
See, she was calling this stuff out before the game even started. She was calling this stuff out. You could tell that she knew they had their hands full with the Indiana Fever offense. And she said it, man. Kelsey loves to run. Aaliyah Boston's running. You got Sophie and Lexi sprinting to the corners. And then you have Caitlin Clark, the best passer in the history of the WNBA. And she can pull it from the logo. So Sandy Brondello definitely knew what she was getting into, having to deal with Caitlin Clark. It's tough. It's tough because now she's driving the ball and creating contact, and she's scoring in the mid-range, and she's scoring at the rim. And when the refs aren't complete idiots and actually call fouls, she's getting to the foul line, and then she can pull up from the parking lot. It's a lot to deal with. And Sandy Brondello, you can see this is before the game. You saw after the game. She knew they had their hands full dealing with Caitlin Clark and the pressure she puts on the defense.
got to make sure we're communicating with facilitators. Sophie and Holla, they just sprint to the corner. They play their role well. And then they've got one of the best facilitators you've seen in Caitlin and her ability to pass the ball, but also make those really deep threes. So, we've just got to be on point. We've got to make sure we're communicating. We've got to, make sure we're locked in, but our offense has to help our defense a little bit tonight as well.
So that was Sandy. That was Sandy before and after the game. Sandy knew what they were walking in, what was coming. She knew it would be a raucous crowd. A lot of Caitlin fans, a lot of people just wanting to see the Clark show. And Caitlin showed up and delivered. The Indiana Fever showed up and delivered. And I think the Toronto Tempo put on a good show for the fans, too. They kept it competitive. They fought back to make it a scrappy game in the end. And I think this was a good basketball game. But overall, Sandy Brondello, she's had a bunch of respect for Caitlin Clark even prior to this, and she knew what she was getting into. She knew that she had her hands full when the Clark show comes to town. It'll be interesting to see. The Toronto Temple, they've been bad. They haven't won a game since like July 12th. But they did show heart. They did fight. They didn't lay down. But Caitlin Clark was just too much. What says you? Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.